Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. So we've only got one character remaining, so of course we have to randomize which character we're picking, so let's jump over to the wheel and we'll see what character we're getting. This is actually very fitting because Romantic was the last character that we did in the Abyssal Terrors series, and while that one was because we did the last few in order, it's actually just ended up randomly being the last character this time. Okay, Romantic with Slingshot. Now, this is one of the best weapons for the character, so I'm going to re-roll it just to make sure that we have something slightly more challenging, and SMG is what we used for the class guide to Romantic. Shotgun, this is not a good weapon for the Romantic, but that's the breaks. The nice thing is it does fire a lot of damage instances, which is what you need for this character, but the downside is it attacks really slow. You'll often just end up one-shotting enemies anyways, so you won't get charms very frequently. And it's a pretty weak weapon in the very early game. As you can see here, we just didn't get that much money. So we're going to start off a little bit behind. I'm going to roll here, and we'll take a Harvesting, and then I will lock the Corrupted Shard, and then re-roll. Roll again, and we'll take a Shotgun. The other downside of Shotgun is that it's super expensive, so it's very hard to get lots of them. I could buy the Corrupted Shard here, but I'd rather leave it locked and make sure that we can actually get our weapon set online. Shotgun's a funny weapon in Brotato. I think this is one of the weapons that's more like overrated, because I see a lot of people really like this weapon, and it used to be a lot better. It was nerfed significantly, so that's part of it. But I think it's in general a pretty weak weapon just because it's very expensive. I'll take the 8% damage. Our percent damage is currently negative, so we'll just take the level 2 upgrade. We'll take the Shotgun and we'll roll. I will lock the coupon and roll again and take another Shotgun and reroll. Honestly, we're way over par for number of weapons that we've found here because Shotgun's a gun, which is one of the larger weapon tags in the game. Meaning that there's a lot of items that can show up in the shop when you reroll, when you're looking for shotguns specifically. And it's really expensive, so finding 4 is definitely high rolling in terms of the number of shotguns that you find after 2 waves. Pretty happy to get a crate here as well, but you can see we're starting to be a little bit behind in terms of income, though the white flag, getting to recycle that definitely helps. I'll take 5 Harvesting here, and then I could take a ranged damage or some attack speed. Both of those are good. I could also roll for Harvesting, but I think I'm just going to take 1 ranged damage. Getting that increased will help just so much for our ability to clear enemies. I'll buy the coupon and Corrupted Shard. Now, of course, you might think that you don't want to buy Curse on the Romantic, because as we gain Curse, we're going to lose stats. The way that the Romantic works is every 5 Curse you have, you lose an armor, and you lose 3 damage for every 5 Curse. Now, it used to round up, so as soon as you gained 1 Curse, you would lose 3 damage and 1 armor immediately. Now you don't lose the armor until you've actually hit a multiple of 5, and the damage is spaced out as well. So it's a little easier than it used to be. I'm gonna lock the coffee here. Lifesteal from the bat is kind of tempting, but I think we can do better. And I'm gonna roll a couple more times to try to find another shotgun. For 6, I don't think we reroll though. The attack speed from the coffee is going to be massively helpful. Now, obviously, for this character, our goal is to reduce enemies below 25% and then hit them a bunch so that we can charm them. So we just want lots and lots of damage instances. And then we can kind of spread damage all over the map, which helps us keep the map clear. Once you start charming enemies, it becomes much easier to maintain the chain because they'll reduce enemy health for us so that then we can hit those enemies and keep charming them. I'll take 8 Harvesting here. That gets us to 21. It's perfect. And we'll take a Shotgun. Now, Ball and Chain, lowering our attack speed below 0.75 is pretty impossible. on shotgun. So I think I will take ball and chain. It's just so many stats. And then we'll take a shotgun here as well. Small fish can help us reduce enemy HP, so it's also worth buying. That'll help us get them down to 25% much faster. Ball and chain is going to make it harder to kill elites in the extreme late game, but you have to buy every point of armor that you see on this character, because losing armor just makes you so vulnerable if you don't. And the stats are just really good, so definitely want that. We do still want to increase our curse, because curse is just good. When you're building curse, and actually the fact that it's harder to increase curse makes this character worse to play on Crash Zone than on Abyssal Terrors. Because when you're building curse, buying more of it is really nice. It stacks really well with itself. When enemies start showing up cursed, you want more of them to be cursed, because then you need to have the extra income from those cursed enemies in order to stay ahead of the curve. And you need the cursed items in order to keep you able to kill enemies more easily. Now, on shotgun is probably the best weapon for buying range on, because it's an AoE weapon with piercing. It's a ranged weapon, so you get the full value of range. Range has 50% effectiveness on melee weapons, rather than on ranged weapons. That said, 400 is enough, I think, so I'm going to take the percent damage here, but it's worth noting that range actually really matters to shotguns, because it's a cleave weapon, so you want to increase your range with this weapon. I am going to buy the weapon here, and we'll leave the ball and chain locked. I'll do a reroll, take a weird food, roll again. I'm going to roll one more time to try to lock another chopper. We didn't, but we got a lost duck and a hedgehog. Both of those are really nice. Cursed items for plus 14 luck is really great to get early. And we're suffering a little just because we're not getting that many charms. My max HP is very low, so our chance to charm enemies is quite low, even though we're hitting them a bunch. And usually it just matters, your attack speed is what matters the most for charming enemies on this character, but our low max HP is definitely not helping. I feel like we can do better than a level 1 upgrade, so I'm going to reroll here. I will take 8 more harvesting, and then I'll buy Lost Duck. We'll take the bag. I'll take the ball and chain over the hedgehog, and then I'm going to roll again. I'll take a black belt. Losing 8 luck is bad, but increased XP gain is really nice, so I do want that. And then a silver bullet. This could actually help us kill the elite, which is otherwise going to be pretty difficult. I was really hoping to charm that healer there. Given that our damage is dealt in small instances spread around the map, because we're a shotgun build, we're a romantic build, so we'll have charmed allies also doing that. This is a bad wave for us, because the healers are really pesky. Trying to focus enough damage on this loot alien that it dies is also a challenge, because our single target damage with this weapon is okay, because you can hit them with a lot of damage instances, but not great. I also need some pickup radius or a baby gecko or something, because we're leaving a lot of materials on the ground. 50 materials there. Shady Potion, that's an amazing find. I'm going to take the defective steroids. Yes, losing attack speed is bad, but we just need all the max HP we can get. And then do I take 2 armor over 12% damage? Percent damage is really good, but we have some already. And losing armor or not taking armor is so bad on this character. I still think I need 12% damage. It's just a higher level upgrade. And then I will take 15 attack speed, which is the stat that matters the most for the shotgun. Take the baby gecko. We talked about wanting that. Take black belt, hedgehog, buy the silver bullet, and then reroll. We'll lock the shotgun again, and then I'll roll one more time and lock another shotgun. Come on, give me some charmed enemies. There we go. That's one. This cursed charger I definitely want to focus some damage on, because if I can charm that, it would be a big deal. Similarly, the cursed armored charger. More cursed enemies is also good for the romantic because cursed enemies make the best allies, since they're more powerful. So just having stronger units on the field is really good for this character. Increased enemy spawns are great for every character, but especially for the romantic, because it helps you just chain through charming enemies and damaging the whole field. We'll also take items like baby elephants and stuff like that pretty heavily. So my max HP is bad. I think I actually need to reroll here. I could take 2 armor, but no, I should still just take 2 armor. We weren't guaranteed a level 2 upgrade there, and armor is just so important to this character. We'll take a shotgun, get all our shotguns to level 2, then I'm going to try to get one to level 4, because shotgun levels really well. You usually want to level this weapon up quickly. I'll take a metal detector. Going into wave 9, I feel like the extra luck is going to be very helpful, and the percent chance to double materials is really good. We don't really need more piercing, because shotgun just has inherent piercing, so you don't need the eye patch. I will reroll once here, and we currently have no healing at all, so Penguin could help with that. But I really just want lifesteal for my healing, so I'll just take the acid here, and we'll try to get some lifesteal before we fight the elite. It is funny that when there's no other enemies on the field, the charmed enemies just hug you. This should hopefully be a very strong wave for us. We do a lot of very small damage instances, so we should be able to charm a decent crowd. And then once you've started charming enemies, it becomes much easier to keep charming them, because everything's just at lower health. Definitely bittersweet to be at my last run here. Definitely go watch the last one with the sailor also if you haven't seen it. I'm going to take the small fish here, and we'll take the injection. I do still want increased percent damage, even at the cost of max health there. Here I'm just going to take 3 lifesteal, and then I could take 45 range. I could take 3 HP. I think I need the health, though, and I feel like we can get a higher level health upgrade. Actually, I'm going to take 12 speed. That's way better than any of those options, because my move speed was negative, which is really bad. Take the shotgun level, and we'll take cake and acid, and I'll take a banner here. The range on the banner is good, the attack speed is great, so that's a very solid item for us. I will also take Scared Sausage. This is just more random damage that we can spread around the map. Yes, our elemental damage is negative, but with shotgun, this kind of adds just +1 damage to every pellet of the shotgun, so it's actually not bad. And then I think we can get away with buying a pearl here. We'll reroll. The ice cube goes super well with Scared Sausage, and we'll take coffee. Do I want plant? I've got negative regen. Normally plant is still really good, even on lifesteal builds, but for this character, I think we're never getting to positive regen, so I'm not going to buy the plant. So if we get a decent amount of elemental damage cheaply, then we'll be very happy that we picked up the Scared Sausage. But even if we don't, then it works super well with the ice cube. It'll work really well if we get a fried rice or something like that, or of course Greek fire. And it's also, because our damage is not that high per shot, it's sort of like adding 1 damage to every attack, because we hit an enemy, they get set on fire, and then they almost always take 1 tick of burning before we shoot them again and kill them. So it's not the best item for us, but it's worth picking up. I could take a ranged damage here. Again, with 50 luck, I feel like we can do better. Attack speed or max HP? My max HP is awful, so I'm going to take more max HP. And then I'm going to take 3 ranged damage, because our flat range damage was terrible. Take the items that we had locked. Wave 11, can I get away with the peacock? I think I can. Ribcage, Wave 11 is actually not bad for the romantic, because the ribcage enemies are really good to charm. They're easy to charm, because they 25% of their HP is still a lot, so you'll hit them many times while they're at low health. And then they'll help you clear the wave. So Wave 11 is actually a pretty good wave for us. So I think we can avoid taking damage, especially because we had Triangle of Power in that same shop. So the increase to our damage there is really helpful as well. You can see here that basically every ribcage on the field were charming, so unlike in my last run, where Wave 11 was the real stress point, for the romantic, Wave 11 is a good wave for you. Wave 12 also has rib cages, and my hope is that those can clear the other enemies while we focus DPS on the elite. Because I'm really hoping that we can kill the elite. That's part of why I was really happy to pick up the silver bullet. I could take 15 luck here. We do have a pearl. I could take 45 range. I know I've passed on range a few times, but 80 range is plenty. I think I will just take the 45 luck, and then I'm going to take 9 speed here as well. Going up to 17% speed helps a ton. We'll take the cyber ball. At -4 elemental damage, I'm not going to buy snowball. It just will never pay off in time. Greek fire. Wow. So this is... Wow, which of these two is going to help me more against the boss? This is a wild shop. We want all of these items, of course. But is the Greek fire or the silver bullet better for killing the elite quickly? We have one scared sausage. I think the silver bullet is still better, because that also lets me get other items. I'm going to take the pearl. Tentacle. Is that worth locking? It probably is. We can do crit chance stuff as well. And then, yeah, we'll take a cursed saltwater and another triangle. Once you've started buying triangles, you definitely want more. What a weird shop that was. I genuinely don't know which is going to help us kill the elite faster. Got a couple charmed ribcage allies. It does look like the silver bullet is better for killing the elite faster than the Greek fire would have been. Though I'm having a little bit of trouble clearing the other enemies on the field, so focusing the elite is somewhat difficult here. Gonna play near it so that we're focusing damage on it with most of our weapons anyways. Come on, cursed ribcage, go away. There we go. Got the elite kill, and I'm gonna run around and pick up some materials. Now that all of our damage isn't going into the elite, so maybe actually because we killed it pretty slow, the Greek fire would have been better. Really fascinating spot there. Lantern, of course we'll take the lantern, 10% damage. The knockback is actually quite good for us. Knockback is very good on the romantic. You want to push enemies away so you have more time to charm them. And the pulse knockback is also good. We'll take 10% attack speed here, and then 2 armor. 4 regen is also somewhat tempting, and the 2 ranged damage as well, but again, with the romantic, good rule of thumb is just buy every point of armor all the time. Take a triangle of power here and go to wave 7, or wave 13. Not yet wave 17. Fortunately, we've got a little time before that one. The weapons that the romantic has available are funny from a flavor perspective. You know, you've got like your lutes and your flutes. Those make perfect sense. So even slingshot seems like it could be, you know, you could tell a romantic story about young boy and his slingshot and all that. Shotgun is a different kind of romance, and claw is a very different kind of romance. So it's funny what weapons they have available. And I don't even want to think about scissors and medical gun. Here we will take probably just more luck, because luck is really powerful. And then I'm going to combine to a level 4 shotgun. Getting the shotgun to level 4 is really good because it's just extra pellets. Goes up to 6 pellets. So then we'll buy the level 2. We'll take the tentacle. I do want more HP, so we're going to take the padding. Our HP is really low. So even though the padding isn't amazing, it's still good. Bait is really interesting for this character. It can help you get off to a good start with the romantic. So you're going to see here that we're going to buy the bait, and then the lampreys are going to help us clear the summons on wave 14. I could say, if we had a wave 15 elite, I might actually save the bait to buy on wave 15, because then the lampreys could help us clear the elite there. As is, shotgun with a horde is not that big a deal. Alien Baby is great for this character because increased enemy health doesn't really matter. You're just trying to get them below a threshold. And the 15 max HP means you charm them much more often. We can't buy the nail, of course, because it costs us ranged damage. Wisdom, I think with double silver bullet, we're probably going to pass on the wisdom. Wisdom is mostly good if you're slow at killing elites, which we shouldn't be. So I'm going to pass on that. I don't need the Clockwork Wasp. We don't have any structures, and our move speed is good, so we'll just lock the Alien Baby and go to wave 14. So we got a couple Charmed Lampreys, which can help us clear this wave, although we're actually clearing the wave really fast already. I charmed one of the summoners with like my first volley of shots. So that got us 3 goobers on our side. Because when a unit that summons other units gets charmed, then all of the summons will be on your side. So that's part of why this character is easier to play on Abyssal Terrors. You've got the Hatchers, which summon eggs, which summon slashers, so you can get a whole bunch of units for the price of 1 on those waves, and you get extra curse for free, so it's easier to play this character on Abyssal Terrors than on Crash Zone. But try to get this tree kill. But when we do get the summon kills, is pretty good. Losing attack speed is bad, but range damage and range are good. We have double pearl, so we're starting to find pearls in boxes, and I think I'll just take 7 crit chance just because it's a high level upgrade. Definitely going to take the crystal. Increased attack speed is still really good. We're not going to get to... Yeah, so we're at 0.8 on our double barrel shotgun here, on the level 4 shotgun. So I could still buy a little more attack speed, but we don't need that much more. We'll take the double the shotgun. Baby squid. Actually, do I not want baby squid? We probably won't get enough regen to matter out of it, so I think I'm just gonna save and hope for more lifesteal. The Cyber Ball is also going a really long way for us as well. Especially because they fixed the bug where Baby Elephant and Cyber Ball used to kill your charmed allies. So actually it was if an enemy spawned, or if a charmed ally spawned more charmed units, then those units would be vulnerable to random splash damage from Baby Elephants and Cyber Ball. So like the Hatchers would spawn stuff, or Slashers would hatch from eggs, and then your Cyber Ball and Baby Elephant would kill them. You could see that you can actually see that happening in my last romantic random run, and I linked them that video when reporting the bug, and then it got fixed like a couple days later, which is, I mean, that's one of the things that's so great about the Brotato devs, is they really do pay attention and they try to fix this stuff. Obviously the mobile game is by a different company, and the console releases are still, I think, stuck in approvals purgatory, but they really are putting in the work I'm going to take 10% more attack speed, and I will reroll here and take 8% damage, I guess. Actually, our percent damage is really high. I maybe don't even need it. The attack speed is just to get down to the attack speed cap, even when our crystal isn't giving us too much in the way of a bonus. Reroll here. I'll definitely take a bait. I'm going to take the fin mostly just for the lifesteal, because lifesteal is so good. Bowler hat this late, we would lose. We do get 15 luck, which is worth. We have 3 pearls right now, so some damage, but it's still not that great, I think, the bowler hat this late, so we'll pass on it. We'll take the tree. I don't need the compass. Cursed extra stomach, that will pay off even in only a couple waves. Obviously, that's a ton of extra HP. And I'll take the alien magic as well, even at the cost of luck. Really important to boost my max health. We've actually built a little too much damage and are now killing enemies slightly too fast to charm them, but, you know, that's a good problem to have. Oh no, we're clearing the wave fast. I think that's another sort of easy trap that people fall into on this character. And I see a lot of people saying this is a very difficult character, and I think it's because people get hung up on certain aspects of it without kind of considering the actual outcomes of what's happening. Like in this spot, for example, we are charming fewer enemies, but that's because all the enemies are dead, and that's fine. You're gonna win the run if you're killing all the enemies, right? So I think people like overbuy HP on this character, though I am still going to take this acid here, and undervalue just actually having wave clear. I'm going to take 3 more ranged damage. I do want more lifesteal, but our damage is high enough that we can kind of not worry too much about that. Now that I've got positive regen, I could take, or 0 regen, I could take the mushroom, but I think I'm just going to roll past all this stuff. We're passing on the wisdom for the same reason we did last time. We'll take the weird food. I will go ahead and get another level 3 shotgun and buy the level 1. I am going to take the alloy. I'll lock the helmet to try to keep my armor somewhat reasonable, and then we'll lock weird food and propeller hat as well. Between double silver bullet and Greek fire, we should be killing this elite very quick, even with relatively low attack speed. And, of course, the other thing about not building adequate damage on this character, which I think is something that people often get sort of hung up on, is that then you can't fight elites at all, since you can't charm them. Trying to pick up some of these materials. We're leaving materials all over the map, of course, so it's still very difficult to pick up all the materials. Ashes. So the attack speed is wasted. All our weapons attack fast enough already. Our armor is really bad, so losing wave 18, wave 19, losing 2 armor for 20% damage and 100 range, I actually don't think is worth it. Here, I'm going to reroll for armor. 4 range damage is also tempting, but if we can just get 4 armor, that's gonna basically guarantee the run for us. Though I think I will just take 4 lifesteal as well. Just the healing is so important also. Roll here. A mouse is amazing. Very, very happy to see that. Blood leech, we don't actually need. We're up to 18% lifesteal, which is plenty. We'll take a coupon. Cauldron is worth it. The pickup radius is really good, and my move speed is fine, so we don't need the clockwork wasp. Or my pickup radius is really good for the character. My character's pickup radius isn't that good, but because we're leaving so many materials on the ground and we have decent consumable healing, pickup radius is really nice. And of course, the cauldron gives us extra damage as well. Just gonna drink some water here. and get a few more charmed buddies. It is very satisfying to just sit back and watch the charmed allies just like running around. I'm going to recycle the campfire. We're just not really building regeneration here, and then I'll reroll. We'll take 15 more luck. Another poisonous tonic is not worth it. All our weapons attack faster than that anyways, so we'll roll past that. We'll take a double barrel shotgun here. The wings, I don't really need move speed, and we don't need the range that badly. Ugly Tooth we shouldn't need. We're just going to kill the bosses faster than that. Okay, let's go ahead and take a chain gun, just to finish off this run. Oh no, wait, we have we have ball and chain. Chain gun it's not very good when you have ball and chain. So I'm not going to take that. I will take the gentle alien, and Pocket Factory I'd have grabbed if it was earlier, but I'll just lock this shotgun here and take the head injury. I was all excited to get to say, you know, we've won this run anyways, we're going to buy the cool legendary, and then I realized that it's not even good. Maybe I should have bought it regardless, just because a chain gun that only shoots every 3/4 of a second just sounds really funny. So in the interest of humor, I should have picked it up, you know, for the content. It is nice that we're charming all these first chargers, because we are clearing the wave a little bit faster because of that, though we did still leave 130 materials on the ground. This isn't a free pearl, this is just a pearl that came in a box, and then I'll take 3 more ranged damage. Gonna go ahead and buy a shotgun here. We don't have any use for this engineering from the lighthouse, so I'll pass on that. Buy another shotgun. Does a scared sausage help us at all? We just need to light enemies on fire, really. We don't need the scared sausage, particularly for the damage. So I think I'm just going to pass on that. We'll take a garden. Theoretically, that could help us survive. And then I'm just going to roll a couple more times. Okay, nice. We get to finish this series off by buying 69 material cursed coffee, which may be the perfect item. And then we're going to go ahead and fight the bosses. Kind of splitting damage between the two of them, which isn't great, but we killed the first one. And we have killed the second one, and there we go. That is every character with random weapons done on Crash Zone and on Abyssal Terrors. This series was super fun. This run was also really fun. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's watched this series over the last 124 of them. Whether you just started recently or whether you've been watching it from the beginning, obviously it's awesome. I really love seeing everyone enjoying it, and I read all the comments and really enjoy seeing that people are still liking to see this. Let's take a look at our items here. We've got 368 saved from coupon, so actually kind of low on our coupon savings, given we got those pretty early, but we were a little low economy for a lot of the run. The bag actually also really underperformed. We had 80 luck. Bag is usually going to be worth way more than that, especially because we got a lot of luck early with like the Cursed Lost Duck, so a little unlucky on crate items and crate drops, but we got double silver bullet, which let us flatten the boss. The metal detector paid off many times over. The ice cube, scared sausage, and Greek fire combo obviously did really, really well. The triangles and the crystal were excellent also. The peacock got us to level 27 as well, which is really nice. 36k damage from Cyberball, 27k from Greek fire, 6 healing from the tentacles, and anything else. 44 HP from extra stomach, but you saw last wave that we had 36, so we got the max 12 each wave before the boss wave. And then, yeah, not much else really to talk about. Just a lot of efficient items. The ball and chain worked out great. Just a really, really solid item for us. On this character, don't tweak your build too much. Don't warp your build too much in order to play into the unique strengths of the character. Obviously, you should play around them a little bit, but mostly just build the romantic as normal, emphasize armor a little more, emphasize attack speed a little more, and then just use the free clear speed that you get from the allies to make up for the economic penalties. So you end up with a very strong character overall. All right, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this run. I will be back with some kind of summary video. I haven't figured out exactly what that's going to look like, but I want to talk about, you know, the things I've learned over the last 124 videos. So look forward to that, and we will, of course, be back with more Brotato and other strategy game analysis, so you can subscribe to my channel for that, like and leave a comment for the algorithm, and I will catch you next time.